When we talk about Emmanuel, God being with us, we immediately think of Christmas. But this morning, I've just been drawn to a lovely familiar psalm, Psalm 46. And that very much speaks about Emmanuel, God being with us. The people are in difficulties. They're surrounded by a big army. There's all sorts of pressure on them. They're in a very difficult and worried time. But the psalmist reminds them, he reminds them of the fact that the Lord is their refuge, their strength, and because of that, there is no need to fear. Even though the earth crumbles and the earthquakes come and the mountains fall into the sea, don't worry. But it's interesting that right at the beginning, he reminds the people, the psalmist reminds the people just to pause and remember who God is. God is their refuge and their strength. Therefore, there is no need to fear. And they were fearful because they were in a real difficult spot. Big army attacking and everything else, and naturally they were fearful. And in the times that we're living in, we need to remember that the Lord is our strength and He is our refuge. He's there for us. He is our ever source of help in times of need. And we're in need. And God is the same. He's our refuge and He's our strength. And as the psalmist encourages the people to remember who God is, because it's very easy. You know, it would be very easy for them to take their eyes off the Lord and look at what's happening around about them and be fearful. And he says, no, don't be doing that. Focus your eyes upon God. Remember who He is. And so as he reminds the people not to be fearful and to fix their gaze on God, we get down to verse 10, and God actually speaks. God speaks into the situation. And God says to them, be still and know that I am God. And the previous verses talk about how He will shatter the sword and the spear and how He will bring peace. And we will think, but we're not in a war. We're in something completely different. We're in this lockdown. We've got a virus that's attacking. It's killing so many people. But yes, be still and know that I am God. And that's the words that God is speaking to His troubled people. The psalmist has reminded them, God has stepped in and He speaks to them. Just remember who I am. Be still and know that I am God. And the response of that is the people respond and say, this is wonderful. The God of Jacob, Almighty God, is with us. And they burst out into praise, acknowledging the fact that God is with us, with them, in the midst of their difficulties. He is Emmanuel, God with them. And so we have this wonderful psalm that says to us, remember, fix your eyes on the one that is your refuge and your strength. And then God says, and be still then, and know that I am God. He's still the same. He's still sovereign. He still fulfills His promises. He's with us always. And let's rejoice like the rest of the people when they heard that and says, great, Almighty God's with us in the thick of all this. Be blessed. God bless.